Let's see what's going on. Yes, or Grimmy. Grimmy, stop. Oh my god. What up, Nolan? Yeah, there's normal. I always forget the game audio at the start for WoW because I switched over games.
That spell isn't ready yet.
Person has drank like 12 waters just to get their mana back, and they don't have like a wand or something.
Still recharging. That spell isn't ready yet. I can't cast that yet.
Like, look how much water he's drinking. Does he just create water or something?
That spell isn't ready yet. It's still recharging. I can't cast that yet.
He needs to lock in. He can't even get it. I'll just be the goat and let him help, or I'll help him get it. Just say, you better help me after I just fucking...
Still recharging. That spell isn't ready yet. I can't cast that yet. That's still recharging.
Strength and honor.
Oh my god.
Go with honor.
I'm like not getting any armor, which sucks. Like I don't even have a chest plate, bruh.
What are you looking for? For the Horde. Brawl Hall. Be safe.
The fuck is this dude going?
Talk to me.
What you want?
You be careful, man.
Who you be? Relax. Later. See ya. See ya later.
Tipped all the quests.
How you doing, man? You be seeing. It's too far away.
Fuck. I can't believe I gotta do this, but I gotta go back and... Fuck.
Hey there.
Like, I can't... Serpent Sting is too good, bro.
still recharging. That spell isn't ready yet. I can't cast that yet.
Oh, I'm missing a crab, bro.
That's still recharging. That spell isn't ready yet. It's too far away. I'm out of range.
I leveled up, but still have to level up my fucking bows and everything. Holy shit. I can't believe I died at level 15.
It's too far away. I can't cast that yet. That spell isn't ready yet. I'm out of ammo. I'm out of ammo.
I'm out of ammo, bro.
Recharging.
Holy moly. This sucks today. Fuck.
Me got the good stuff, man.
Low key though. Do I buy a bag if I get the money for it?
You be careful, man.
You be Lita.
Hey there. Be seeing ya.
I need you to get closer.
You know what I did want to watch? I just thought of this. This tab. Gideon just caught that. Looks maxer. Like Was it the live stream, maybe?
Rome, really good. There was text messages between them where she was threatening to expose their relationship. And then after those messages were sent, he ordered her an Uber. She gets in the Uber and...
The victim in this case was my client's daughter.
Wait a minute. Wait. He talks to...
Okay, he just deafened himself. Okay, if he deafened himself, I'm not going to be able to hear him.
Dude's a lawyer with a YouTube channel. He can't.
I'm gonna here. I'm trying to tell him like to check his. Hit. Hold up. Okay.
Check the mic. Check.
I mean, why would you be proud of that?
Hello.
When you cock off online, it can
Hello?
pew, 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 pew.
I can hear you.
You know,
I can
on
hear
your
you.
little keyboard.
Wait, talk.
That
How
all
about
they
now?
do is sit in the
Talk
computer.
now.
Unplug the fucker. Hey, this
Yeah,
is
let me
Bruce
go.
Rivers. Welcome to
Okay,
another
talk
episode
now.
of Criminal Lawyer React.
How many fucking plugins
Nice.
does he
I'm
have?
Bruce
for
Rivers,
this?
You're board certified
You're
criminal
board
defense.
certified.
There we go.
defense.
There's nothing
I
wrong.
hear
His
you.
feed, it's just me. It's just me. Hi, I'm Bruce Rivers.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Mr.
and
Bruce.
I can see you. This is me.
Nice to talk to you.
Always a blick. They go hand in hand, right?
Whoa. Hey, you're not the only person that know about self-defense now, okay?
That's right. That's right.
that was airsoft. How you doing today, Mr. Bruce?
Mine's lead hard. Their top. Mine's lead hard.
I got hollow points.
So, all right. So, what are we talking about here?
Well, there's two things I want to talk to you about. But before we get into that, can you introduce yourself to the audience?
Sure. My name is Bruce Rivers, board certified criminal defense lawyer. I actually try cases. I don't just show up and say, "Hey, look at my good friend that is acquitted of criminal sexual conduct, even though he diddled a kid." I don't do that. I don't put those kinds of things on the air. But I do have my own channel called Criminal Lawyer Reacts, and we've got about 1.5 million subs, just about. And but I actually try cases. I'm board certified by the National Board of Trial Advocacy and by the Minnesota State Bar Association as a criminal law specialist and a criminal trial specialist. I've been doing this a long time, and I love what I do.
So when you say you try cases, what does that mean?
That means you go into court. You first of all, before you investigate a case, you go into court. You give an opening statement. You select a jury, give an opening statement, cross-examine witnesses, bring your evidence in, do your closing argument, and collect your verdict. And hopefully you win. We don't always win. But there's two kind of lawyers that have never lost a criminal case: liars and pussies.
Facts. If you don't lose, then you're not trying. So I had got a really interesting email from your team that you had saw my video of me interviewing Jayoma about the David case, and your team was letting me know that you had a very different opinion than him.
Oh, we're not going to sit here and have a beef. I'm not having a beef with anybody. and you know, when you don't try cases, you
Bruce
can
Rivers is
look through the
hilarious. How's nobody talking about this?
rose-colored glasses. But I can tell you this: David is fucked.
David is fucked. He is actually
is-
fucked.
One of the things that what was that lawyer's name?
Jayoma.
Jayoma. I've seen him do these videos like outside the courtroom or comments. Hey, here's my buddy. You know, he was accused of diddling a kid, and now he's not. You know, I mean, who puts it on there? You know, I don't want anybody knowing that I was doing that. Anyway, that's aside. But if you look at Blair Burke is his lawyer right now, right?
Yes, sir.
And he just got like a $3 million signing bonus or something like that for his album release, the $3 million advance. I guarantee you that's in her fucking trust account right now.
The whole $3 million.
I guarantee it. I guarantee she's expensive. She's very expensive. But I also guarantee at the end of this case, she ain't gonna be there.
Really?
I would venture to guess I don't think they're gonna have a preliminary hearing.
You think they're gonna take a plea?
No, he's looking at life, or the death penalty. You know, I mean, he's looking at the fucking death penalty.
He's
Yes,
dead.
sir.
Sees you, stick a fork in him, turn him over, his ass is cooked. You know, so okay, let's just take a little bit of the jocularity out of this. Okay, a little bit, take it down a notch. If you remember, Blair Burke was just all hyped up in court, right? And that the shit that she did there, and I've spoken to her not about this case, but about something else. Her father and my office partner were good friends, and they were members of the American Board of Criminal Lawyers, very prestigious organization. I'm not a member of that. But she said something, that whole thing she did at the beginning of this case was all for the cameras. I mean, they have 40 terabytes of information. 40 terabytes. So are you kidding me? Like they're gonna already have that prior to the prelim or prior to the initial appearance, the detention area? I don't think so. It never happens. But she's got to be tough, and she's a tough lawyer. She's a very smart lawyer. But there's also, she's also a big time lawyer. She's also kind of more of a white collar kind of lawyer. You know what I mean? In other words, she bills by the hour. She's not like me, where you come to me for a homicide, I'll do it for $100,000 plus 25 in expenses. And we go try your case. She'll bill until the money runs out, and then she runs out. That's going to be my guess on this case.
I was thinking that same thing because, like, looking at this, I don't know how much you know about me, but what I do is I catch child predators. So we kind of do our own To Catch a Predator sting operations across the country.
I think they're all misunderstood. I'm going to take a controversial sting. No, I'm joking. I'm totally joking.
Yeah, worried there.
I think I used to, when I first started the criminal defense business, I thought, oh, well, you served your time, you should be given the benefit. No, you can't fix these motherfuckers. You cannot fix them.
I want to tell you something. We had a dude in Virginia. His first time on the sex registry, he exposed himself to some children. He ended up on the sex registry. Years later, while he's out, but he's a registered sex offender, he's at his hearing, or not hearing, but he's at like a meeting with his like officer or whatever, and she got a bad feeling because like he was just like real fidgety on his phone. So she goes over, takes his phone, they go through it, find a whole bunch of CSAM. So now he's a 2-time. Fast forward, I'm doing the pred catches. He hits up our 14-year-old decoy, gets in an Uber, travels all the way to our decoy to come meet her, and we catch him. So this is his 3rd time. We've caught multiple sex offenders across the nation. We caught one in Australia who he's getting convicted here soon. Yes, sir.
So what's your flavor?
What do you mean?
What turns you on? What's your flavor?
I don't get it. I don't get it.
Well, my flavor is tall, brunette, nicely built.
Oh,
and gorgeous.
Me personally, man, I got yellow fever.
And Albanian.
I got yellow fever. My fiance, she's Vietnamese. I got yellow fever. Yeah.
And it's crazy to say that, Gideon. It's absolutely crazy.
For that, right?
Yeah.
Okay, you try to get me to like cranberries at Thanksgiving. My grandma made this cranberry relish. No matter how much I tried, I hated cranberry relish. I cannot eat it. It triggers a gag reflex. Well, try to get one of my office or one of my editors, Robert, to like pussy. I mean, he wouldn't like pussy if you'd say just because he's gay. He's got his flavor, right? We all have our flavor. Well, these pedophiles have their fucking flavor. And guess what? You can't change that shit. You cannot change it.
You can't. It's really it's uncurable. It's like the guys I catch that are into CSAM and stuff, they're like, well, I do it so I don't hurt anybody. If I had the ability to look through your eyes throughout your entire life, I know for a fact you've done something to a kid. And we catch people, and it might be their first time getting caught up in it, but there's never a first time. We caught a dude in Del Rio, Texas, 19 years old, Mr. Bruce. 19 years old. He was on Telegram thinking that he was going to meet up with a predator father. We call it the Pred Dad. Where he thought he was going to meet up with a predator father to have sex with his 13-year-old daughter. So he comes there and he talks to my friend Alex, who's playing the Pred Dad. And so he thinks all of this is real. He's like, so man, like, what all have you done? How big's your collection?
I'm not gonna lie, bro.
Get a reaction to David, so I know a little bit about it. But I don't care how pretty your lawyer is. I don't care how smart your lawyer is. I don't care how wealthy your lawyer is or how expensive your lawyer is. I don't care how smart your lawyer is. There's certain things the lawyer just can't do. Like, you're not going to be able to put that girl back together. You're not going to be able to take that girl out of the car. You're not going to take out the fact that it's your car. You're not going to be able to take out the fact that you bought a fucking chainsaw just before this. You're not going to be able to take out the fact that you bought a body bag and she found it in a fucking body bag. I mean, you're not going to be able to change any of those facts.
Yes, sir.
And, if somebody opines that, oh, well, you got set up. Well, you're not going to be able to take away all the text messages between the two of you. You're not going to be able to take away all the like you said, the child porn that is between of the two of you having intercourse. I mean, you can't get rid of all that. And so
not only that, but also they have the Uber where he ordered the Uber. His account ordered the Uber from where she lived to him.
It's not illegal to order an Uber for somebody. Give me a fucking break. I heard that. I watched a little bit of his interview with you. And and God love him. He's trying to fight the good fight, but grab your ankles, kiss your ass goodbye. I mean, it's as simple as that. Even if they don't get him on the homicide, they've got him on the child porn, and that's manufacturing child porn. And if you happen to send it to anybody, which if you're as narcissistic as some of these artists are, you're gonna be proud of your accomplishment of sexually assaulting a child who can't consent legally. And it's distribution of something you manufactured. Life in prison. I mean, you can still get life. So Blair Burke will not be defending a child pornography case. I guarantee it.
So that was what I had asked the other lawyer. I was asking, what point is his defense team, like, what is going to be the hill that they're going to concede on? Because they can't fight, that's why Germany lost. They tried to fight too many fronts. You can't fight the Allies and the Russians at the same time.
Good to know.
You have to pick one battle. So I would obviously assume he doesn't want to die, and they're putting the death penalty on here. So you have to fight the murder case. So if you're fighting the murder case, let's say you were his defense lawyer, would you just concede the fact, yes, he did have a sexual relationship with her, yes, he did record this? Would you just concede that fact?
I don't know enough about the case to be honest with you to say what you would
What up,
concede, what you wouldn't concede. There's some lawyers that fight every single little thing, and every little tiny fact. And I think you lose a jury when you do that. If you pick a few things and you fight the good fight on the main points, and I think on this you could just say, prove it that he did this, and without conceding anything. But
this is just how he would.
It's a circumstantial case.
Bruce.
Nice to meet you, Bruce.
You.
Yeah, man. So you guys have some different opinions on this David case.
Yeah, he's fucking
I
cooked.
mean, it's not a debate or nothing. It's just a discussion. But I'm gonna let Bruce talk.
It's not
first,
a debate. What's the title of this again? Jayoma versus
so
Bruce
Bruce
Rivers
say what he
David
wants to say.
debate.
I don't have any
Okay.
disagreement. There's no disagreeing that her body was chopped up in his car. There's no disagreement that he purchased a body bag and that's what she was found in. There's no disagreement that he purchased a pool and she was, some of that plastic, could be any plastic, but the same plastic was found in that pool. There's no no doubt in my mind that he was, or no dispute that he had child porn on his devices and has summoned her there, and then leaves town shortly thereafter. I mean, no dispute about all that.
That sounds interesting. I mean, this is just allegations at this time. I can't say like whether there's dispute or no dispute.
Allegations.
I can just see what the press is putting out there and what
He's
the
not wrong, but it's
prosecutors
just
are alleging.
like, of course.
But just like any
40
other
terabytes of just allegations.
yeah, it's just it can be anything. Those terabytes can be pictures of, Mickey Mouse, or pictures of Gideon. Who knows? It could be anything. But right now we don't know it, and just like as you know, there's no way we can ever see discovery on this case until we become the attorneys on the case. So once we become the attorneys on the case, we'll be able to see what the prosecutors do have, and then I can work my magic from there.
Well, they did present a brief memo, kind of highlighting what the evidence would show at the preliminary hearing, and you can't just dismiss what the prosecutors are trying to show there. I mean, it's like the defense has got a mountain to climb.
I'm always going to dismiss what the prosecutors put out there. It doesn't matter what they put out there. As long as I get into the case and I can start getting discovery, that's when I can sink my teeth into it. So it's like, I'm never going to concede to what the prosecutors have, ever. I don't do that in my practice. I'm always going to fight it, no matter what they have.
Wait, we can't hear you.
You have to look at bad facts. I mean, you can't just ignore bad facts.
No, I'm not.
Maybe you just ignore bad facts. Maybe that's what you do. I don't know. I try to recognize bad facts when I see them and try to combat them if I can. But you got to, if the freight train is coming, you got to be able to tell your client, hey, look at that fucking train with that big light and that big smoke. It's on its way. You can't just be happy go sunshine and tell you, everything's great. It's just allegations at this point. I mean.
But I'm just saying from this perspective right now, I'm not hired on the case. Neither are you. Only the people who are representing him are able to see what the extent of that discovery is. It's literally just a statement, a free speech statement that somebody is making about what they have. I can say, well, we have nothing, or they don't have anything, just as much as they're saying they have a lot. So it's not until, we jump onto the case that we can see what we're actually working with. And then that's when I can go ahead and start doing my work in regards to those cases.
Here.
Hey, I wanted to bring up some other stuff that we talked about, like how the body was chopped up. Isn't that part of the allegations that?
Yes. Her body was found chopped up in his car.
I will tell you, in my practice, I've never seen like a black defendant have chopped up a body. Like that's nothing, especially American. Like I've never seen that. That's what I'm seeing for mostly like cartel stuff.
A human's a human, my man.
Mostly LA has a lot of it's a high cartel area, I would have to say, right? And for me to see that type of dismemberment of the body parts, that doesn't look like something outside of cartel-like. And I don't know, the way I'm putting it together is, can David at his 5'5", 140 pounds, have the capacity to do all that?
Yes.
Physically? And
yes.
Also, can he do that mentally?
In the chest, and they die. They're not moving when you chop them up with a chainsaw that you purchased.
Yeah, but that's like to cut up the body part. That's uncommon. Very, very uncommon. I have a lot of murder cases. There's no body parts being chopped up into
Bruce
pieces.
Borders has definitely had more than you,
they
though.
are.
Like, what are you talking
about? For this
about?
to extend that far is very, it's concerning to me. As a criminal
This is a romantic homicide.
How often does that happen? Where somebody gets chopped up into pieces?
Not very often.
And particularly for this case in LA, it could be anybody that's out there. We don't know the dealings that this girl had with anybody that's in LA or in the LA area. We don't know that.
I believe David's innocent then, right?
I believe 100% David's innocent. And the prosecutors have to prove to me otherwise. They have to prove to me beyond a reasonable doubt that it was David and David only, that they conducted a full investigation, that they closed out every other lead, and they did it properly. If you cannot prove that, then the presumption that I have is that the body was found in a crime-ridden place, it was chopped up cartel style, and it was in LA. That right there is very, very telling. And then you're trying to convince me that this small 5'5" guy did this. It's really hard for me to believe that. It is. And then not only that, but did you see the car? The prosecutors are alleging that he drove that car. Me and Gideon look at that video. There was nobody in that car. That's a self-driving car. Did he show it to you?
The circumstances under which she's found don't favor the defense. Look at you eating your snacks.
I don't believe so. In my practice, I see those 20 minutes to be anything. Me and Gideon talked about those 20 minutes that has elapsed from the time that Celeste said that she arrived until the time that she was
Wait,
texted.
hold on 1 second, Jay. Okay, so here, I guess let's have a starting point with this. You know what I mean? Because we're kind of going all over the place. So let's start with their relationship. I would say we can all agree for a fact that they definitely did have a sexual relationship. Can we all agree on that?
I don't concede to that, not one bit.
Okay. I mean, like the prosecutors say, the evidence shows that she had a finger with his name tatted on it. They also showed that there was child porn of her on his phone with both of them in it doing sexual things. Not only that, in text messages, she said, all we do is have sex. I want something more.
You're not conceding that because you don't even know that's her text message, right?
I don't know if that's her text message, and if it is,
I assume it is.
He sniped your ass, man.
What's he doing? Hanging out? You disagree that he was even hanging out with? I bet you don't even think that was her.
No, I say that she did have an internship.
I bet you he didn't even have a Tesla. He doesn't even have hair. I mean, there is no David. Who's David? I mean, give me a break.
I have no idea.
Some of these facts that are real. And they did have a sexual relationship. What's he doing hanging out with a fucking 11-year-old girl?
Wait, did you see him doing it? Like, did you see a video of them doing it?
Mom and Dad already admitted that they had a relationship.
No, did you see them, like, actually have sex?
Well, the government says they have a video of it.
Ladies and gentlemen, if the government says it, it does not mean it's true. I want y'all to remember that right now. Whatever the government says, it's not true. All right? Always remember.
Didn't Joe Pesci try that and My Cousin Vinny? Everything they said is just bullshit. I mean, you lose credibility when you're arguing about things that you know that they can prove.
I'm saying I don't know it. I would say for sure that there was a sex video if I've seen it. None of us have seen it. You definitely never have seen it. So how can you say that it's for sure there? There's no way.
It's in their brief. It's in their brief. And they're not going to put something in their brief that they can't present in court. They're not going to do it.
Briefs are not always true. And you know that.
If they put something in their brief that wasn't true, don't you think that Larry Burke would shove that up their ass so fucking fast and make their head spin?
All I know from my experience
Chat.
that it's not always going to be true. And I always fight whatever they put out there. You know? I can see where you're coming from, but I go into what I see. If I don't see it...
All right, so we started with the fact that they had a sexual relationship. Continue.
Say that one more time?
No, I was talking to our host.
Oh.
Okay, so... Okay, we can agree that they had a sexual relationship, but child porn was found on his device, right? Whether or not it's
We don't know that. We don't even know that. We don't know that he had a device. I mean, he didn't even have legs. He didn't have opposable thumbs. I mean, I'm joking.
Okay. So, what we do know is there was text messages between them where she was threatening to expose their relationship. And then after those messages were sent, he ordered her an Uber. She gets in the Uber and travels all the way to his LA house, and now she's never seen from again.
And his Tesla.
And then 20 minutes after she already arrived,
missing the finger that with his name on it.
Where are you?
After he bought 2 chainsaws,
Which,
after he bought a
prosecutors
pool
are
with her
saying that
with
was
plastic
obviously
inside her body.
Cover up is like, where are you? I can't find you. Even though it shows that she got delivered at 10:10 p.m., he texted her at 10:30. So I mean, isn't that a little fishy that he's saying, where are you?
He killed her immediately.
When he could easily see on the app that she got there at 10:10. Like, wouldn't he be ready to go get her? Either one of y'all. Either one. Yeah.
Absolutely. but I mean, if those facts exist, which we don't know that they do, but we can kind of guess that they do. I mean, you look at the big picture; those facts that you just talked about are not good for the defense. I mean, then why would you? And they've also got her phone stops at a certain point. You know, I mean, stops when she dies.
If that was the case, how can you? What happened to her in those 20 minutes? What happened to her?
She got
Do
fucking
we have
killed.
video of it? Do we have a camera of it? Do we have a witness statement saying what happened to her? Do we have a confession from David himself saying what happened to her? It's silent to that. And remember, this is LA. This is not like the best place, the Hamptons, or any nice place out there. This is LA. Okay? And extortion is really, really big out there. Listen, we don't know her dealings. We don't know her personal life. We don't. We just see pictures of her. And I'm not taking that away from her. We see pictures of her. She's smiling. But we don't know her transactions with other people. We don't know her ties with other
Dude,
groups
this
of
is
people.
all like.
We don't know if she has wronged any other.
This is true if she wasn't found cut up in his car. If he actually didn't know where she was and she did disappear at his doorstep and the fucking cartel or whoever the fuck it was got a hold of her, how the fuck did they get his car? Why did they cut off his, like, that means he has ties to the cartel. Like, why is that finger specifically still missing? Why is there videos of them having sex on his phone then? Why is half his music about some weird, literal romantic homicide? Because he wants to kill her.
Other person out there. That's out there. And the prosecutor has to prove me otherwise.
But even if she wronged somebody else, how would she end up in David's Tesla?
Exactly.
How would she what?
If she wronged somebody else and they wanted to kill her, how would she end up in his Tesla?
The prosecutor has to prove that to me. Like these questions, the prosecutors have to prove it to me beyond a reasonable doubt. And that's a doubt. Like
I think what you're saying is, regardless of how this all shakes out, they've got to prove their case, right?
the
They
prosecutors
have
have
to
that.
prove every fact for every element of the offense, right?
Yeah.
Understood. But when we look at this, we also have to. I mean, we're just talking heads here, and as talking heads, we can look at the circumstances and they say what you want to. I mean, you agreed to represent him for free, right?
I would, but he hasn't contacted my office. So if he does, I'm down for it.
Why would you do it for free? That's just I mean, it's just a mountain task that would take up your whole practice.
I'll tell you. I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why. I do it for the love of the game. I like to win. And when I go to trial earlier, I think, did you say that you joined other attorneys? Y'all work together on trials?
I have, yeah.
Okay. I don't do that. I do everything by myself. I'm in total control of my trials. I don't have anybody else interfering with me leading. I'm 100% there. I don't need anybody else.
So
So
when I teamed up with another firm, I got my client $35 million on a products liability case. And they did the lion's share of getting this thing to trial. I tried the case and we got 35 million. So I do the same thing, but you know, sometimes when you have a team, it's better than just doing it by yourself. You know, and absolutely. Anybody thinks that they have all the answers is somebody who really is missing something.
I disagree 100%. I disagree. Being with a team, you have to share who decides what. I don't do that. I'd rather be 100% in control of the voir dire, of the cross, of the directs, of who witnesses that are going to testify, and the communication with the court and communication with opposing counsels. That's what I do. I'd rather have that control instead of giving it to somebody else because I want to oversee it. And that's why when I do my criminal cases, I feel better when the wins come because I know it's 100% of the effort that I've done and the preparation that I've done. You know?
I'm not so arrogant to think that I know everything.
I'm not saying I know everything. I'm not saying that, but I just like being in control of my trials.
My office partner was the president for the American Board of Criminal Lawyers, ABCL, and he was one of the most successful lawyers in the Midwest and America. Very, very bright guy. But he would take ideas from anybody, from a waitress, from a law clerk, from a judge, from co-counsel, from opposing counsel. If something made sense, he, you know, and it made him, that openness made him a better lawyer. And I learned a lot from him. God rest his soul. He died a couple years ago at 87. I mean, his last trial was a triple homicide that he tried to the court, and he got an acquittal. And so, you know, I get what you're saying about you know, wanting to control your environment and control your case. I do that for the most part, but there's certain cases where you just team up with people, and you know, and when I do, it's always been
I don't know why
experience,
him
and I always
being-
learn something from it.
Like, what is that a big
So,
deal? He's
anyway,
just trying to be an
but
alpha
as far as
fucking like
David
lawyer,
goes,
and it's cringe.
You gotta recognize the fucking bad facts that are in front of you.
There's a
you
reason
just
why
have to.
Bruce Rivers
I mean, how
has
do
what he
you not
has.
think
Like,
that-
he's a criminal
you think
lawyer.
that it's
He's
not a slam
been in the
dunk to
game
the
for a
defense?
while.
I
He
mean,
knows what he's
it's not
talking
like he's
about.
just gonna
But
walk
this new
freedom
guy,
out.
like, he's just
Bad
known as
facts
a
comes
meme.
from when you get the discovery on the case. What we're looking at is what's made to the public, right? You know, you get to see more into discovery. So there's no way for me to even say it's what's good facts and what's bad facts. Well, all we're discussing is what's out there in the media.
You need
Right?
to get
One thing I want to put out there is Bruce believes that his lawyer Blair Birch, right? Is that how you say it?
Yeah.
He believes that she is not going to be the person representing him. He thinks that by time it gets to any type of trial, the advance that he put for her and stuff like that, the money's gonna run out and she's gonna have to bow out. I was gonna say, with that being said, with him not gonna have that mega lawyer on his side anymore, with what Bruce thinks, that could possibly leave the room open for you to, you know, pursue the case or whatnot. But wouldn't you think that if she thinks this is something that could be winnable, that she wouldn't be pushing back the preliminary hearing and things like that, and also now trying to seal all this different stuff because she's realizing how bad it's making her client look?
I think that's you.
It just depends. Defensive strategy, nobody knows what's going on in the mind of a defense attorney, especially like me. Like sometimes I go to trial, I don't really prepare for it. Like, to be honest with you, I don't. I feel like it's like a fight, and I just roll with the improvisation that I have. Like at my last trial,
This is a court hearing, my man.
Like, I just went there and I did my cross examinations. And
I like to hear the evidence like the jury does for the first time in court. How do you not prepare?
No, because going into a jury trial is like a fight. You can literally prepare and say, if he throws a hook, I'm going to do an uppercut. It's not always going to be that way, and you have to see how you're going to do in your improvisation when it comes to new evidence that this witness is going to testify to. If they say something that you can capitalize on, and
Okay,
any
but you can
evidence
do
that
that
the prosecutor is going to twist into their favor.
Like,
So that's why I
as
say,
being
like,
prepared.
to
If you know this dude is going to throw some clean fucking homing missile style fucking right hooks at you in a fight, you know that, and he throws a couple of them, you're like, damn, okay, there they are. And then he throws a crazy uppercut. That's up to your intuition to dodge that shit, to be like, whoop, okay, there's the improv, but you still prepared for the right hook. You're going in and getting fucking mauled by this right hook. First one, dodge. Second one, dodge. Third one, boom. Fourth one, boom. Then you're like, okay, we improving. Boom, uppercut to the fucking jaw. You're out. You're done. You've definitely won some cases, but this fucking ideology is stupid. It doesn't make any sense. That's why we're the top military of all time. We have intelligence. We have information about things. If we wanted to bomb someone, they're bombed. You know why? Because we know where they're at. It's just as simple as that. Like, why does this guy think he's some fucking Super Saiyan, like, I can just fucking dodge everything?
prepare. It's more like you have to be fluid when you go to trial, because if you're going to stay one way and you stay to that strategy has to change. I'm telling you right now, you can prepare all you want for trial, but that strategy that you have is not going to change. I mean, it's going to change. It's not going to stay the same. So the way I do my trials is I have a general idea of what it is, but to write down every question, to write down every topic. I don't do that because I go based on what the flow is in the testimony.
Wait, Bruce, to put some respect on J Oma's name, he recently just had a client who was on video, shot a man 3 times, looked at the camera, went, and he got him 5 years probation.
Got an acquittal.
It's on camera.
I know,
It's
but
on
not in.
camera.
You didn't get him acquitted, right?
No, it's on camera. It's
Was
literally
the other guy firing back?
no. The other guy was unarmed. Unarmed.
Well, good for you. I mean, you got a good result for your client. Shouldn't
Yeah,
you get?
that's what I'm
Shouldn't you
saying.
get good results for your client?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like you do the best you can with what comes out in trial. Is what I'm saying.
Did you have an agreement with the prosecutor?
No, actually, the prosecutor didn't want to make an agreement. They were looking for 20. They didn't want to. I asked them if they wanted to, but they
Is that
said
in
no.
California?
What was that?
California?
Texas.
Texas. Are you based out of Texas?
Yes,
How
but
did I
you
think
know,
you were out of California?
we can practice in different states. There's a pro hoc vice, as you know what that is.
Yeah, yeah.
You can jump onto a case out of state, and yeah,
Right.
and
Fantastic.
yeah.
I mean,
So it was really, really good because my client did go to. He was in jail because they found him guilty, and they made him stay there for the weekend. And immediately, I didn't prepare for punishment. I just went there and went with it, and I did a real good job. And now he's free. He has to serve no prison time at all, and that's where I feel like being more fluid in trial and not 100% preparing rigidly.
I didn't mean that you should write every single question out. There's lawyers that do that, and I think you do lose something when you do that. But you gotta read the police reports and you gotta do your investigation.
That's what I'm saying.
and
You
have
got to
to
know
have
what you're
your
doing.
witnesses lined up. You gotta prep for trial. You just have to.
I just don't operate that way. Like my law firm doesn't. We don't.
You don't
I mean,
investigate
I respect their way of doing it, and I respect other attorneys the way they do it. But my way is more like improvisation, and it's good for me.
I
Maybe
can
for
say
others.
he did represent. I had a personal case where I was being charged with contempt of court, and I was trying to give him the rundown about it and tell him. He was like, "Nope, I don't want to hear it. Nope." He was like, "I do not want to hear it." And it was the day of the court case, and that's when he finally got the whole rundown.
I feel like he just
Yeah,
runs
so
the
he does-
judge
he
down
does
at that point.
1000%
Like,
rock that way. You know, I mean, you know, I got no jail time, so I got good results.
Yeah, I didn't know much about the David case until we did our last interview. So everything that I said during that last interview was like how my mind thinks. I didn't write down what I'm going to say based on what happened on this case. All I knew was the girl died. And then, Gideon, you filled me in on every piece of alleged evidence that's out there. And then whatever I said was more like how my mind thinks. And pretty much that's how
Okay,
it
well,
is.
wait here. With this being such a mega case with David, would you at least let's say he got you right off the bat? Would you prepare for him at least, or would you just do it the same way you do?
No, I'll review the discovery, which is the alleged evidence that's out there. And then I'll say, I'll make my
Got it. Holy
small
shit.
notes, like the offense report, what they're alleging, what, who is the witness. And then I just go with it. You go to trial, you don't know what the witness is going to say. Nobody knows what the witness is going to say. The prosecutors are going to say, we're going to call John Arbuckle to the stand. You don't know what he's going to say. You don't know what he does.
Yes, you do.
No, you don't. No, you don't. A witness can say anything on the stand.
Well, I do. When I read the police reports and I read the transcripts of what they said, and if they say something different on the stand, you jam it up their ass.
No, I'm talking about what they say on the stand is not 100%. You know for sure what they're going to say. Because details are different on what's in the offense report and what they say in trial. Details are different what they say on the stand
dude's deep in
and what
your
they said on different
town. You
interviews.
guys ain't gonna do
Does that
nothing
make
about it.
sense?
I was
So
like,
it's not
damn.
100% like a robot, like you know what they're going to say. It's not. Everything is
You
literally
know the
right
tenor
there.
what somebody's going to say. You know the story that they're supposed to tell. You know that. You know it going in. Because there's usually a transcript of a prior statement. And when you get that prior statement, if they say something different, well, then you pounce.
They don't often have transcripts.
And I so you don't have like audio recordings?
No,
They
they don't have like in court statements. They don't have in court statements that I can use to impeach them. For the viewers, impeachment is like when you lie on the stand. impeaching is like to show that they're lying.
Right.
And then that affects their credibility. Just for the viewers that's out there who's watching, who wants to know what impeachment means, it's actually something that's really, really important in trial to show like this witness right here is not credible. Okay.
Almost every case, there's a recording of what a witness is going to say. And if I don't have a transcript, I'll have one made. And so I know exactly what they've said in the past. So if they get in court and they say something different, then I've got that transcript. I can show them. I said, well, you said this then, right? And now you're saying something different. Were you lying then? Or are you lying now? It's just that's cross-examination 101.
Like this now
But
seems
anyway,
like he's lying because how would you be able to remember everything the person is going to say on the stand off the first fucking read? Off the first read, you're improvising it. You get there, they go up to the stand, and you're like, you fucking remember it right then and there. How? Are you a
There's
god?
different ways of doing things, and you do your way.
Am I interacting with a lawyer god right now, a protege on the Rising?
With that. And,
I might actually be.
And I don't.
If this dude's like,
I don't write out my questions. I usually have an outline of where I wanted to go, but I'm not married to it as the case goes on.
Be sure to vote.
If you overpromise and underdeliver, you're going to get fucked.
I can see that, but I have my own ways, and I learned through law school. I don't really like every lawyer is different, and you're going to beat yourself up if you're going to try to compare yourself to this lawyer that you look up to, right? So it's more like you paint your own picture, and you work with how the way you do your cases, your strengths and your weaknesses. You work with that because everybody's different.
So back to the David. So the pool, there was a pool used that the prosecutors are saying that he placed her body in, and that's what he was using to A, chop her up, and B, keep like blood kind of like off the floor and stuff like that. And that same pool that he bought on Amazon is linked also on her body where the embedding is there, and they've matched the two, showing that it's the same pool. And also with him buying shovels, him buying chainsaws, all of these different things, wouldn't the circumstantial evidence show that he killed, then dismembered her body?
You can go this time.
Yeah, I'll go Bruce. But wouldn't that show that?
100%. And I'm going by, if you just go by the brief that they filed and look at the list of evidence that they say they have, and you have to kind of assume, for the purpose of our discussion, that they're not lying in their brief. I mean, if they would lie in their brief every single time, how long do you think it would be before they were disbarred? Not that long. But there are cases where there's prosecutorial misconduct, and they're not that. It happens, but it's not that often.
Yo, man, if you're on Twitch, make sure you guys sub up, man.
If you believe,
if you're on YouTube, make sure you subscribe.
I'm not muted. Y'all can stay here.
Our host was trying to say something.
Oh, no. I muted myself. Like, I was talking to the audience. No, you keep on talking.
But I think you look at all the crap that they say they have, and if they have it, his goose is cooked.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, the statements made by the prosecutors, it's literally their statement. They're going to curtail it to what they believe is right. They're going to curtail it to what their story is. You don't hear anything from the defense. I'm the side of the defense. And what I'm going to say is the prosecutors are only pointing out what they want you to see. My job is to get a light and show everything that surrounds it. Did David only buy those things? Specifically the chainsaw and that little inflatable pool? Is that the only thing he bought? Or were there other things? Did David even buy it? Wasn't it under a different name? Like a female name?
It was like Victoria Martinez.
Yeah, how do we know it's literally in the custody, care, and control of David? We don't know that. It's just, if you just listen to the prosecutors, of course you're going to go, duh, it's a guilty. It's easy. That's because you're listening to one side, right? There's always two sides to a coin. So my job is to acknowledge that, is not just be one-sided and say, well, there's other things that we have to look at. And the way I'm looking at it is, we don't know exactly what other stuff they have that allegedly David bought. There's maybe some other things. And we don't even know the manner in which David did it. The question I have is, how did David do it? Did he start with his left hand first? Did he start with his right hand? Did he choke her first? Did he beat her up first? What do we know? We don't know that. But I would leave it up to the prosecutors to prove this case beyond a reasonable doubt to answer those questions for me. That's the only time I'll choose guilty. But until then, there's so many different stories to this.
Okay,
And
but it's
there's
one thing choosing. You said choosing guilty, but if you were defending him, how would you defend him from not being guilty with those evidence being stacked against him?
The way I defend them?
Yeah.
The way I defend him is like, do we know that if it actually came from David? Do we know if David's the one who actually went on his phone and ordered those things? When did they arrive? Do they have David's fingerprints on it? Right? Did you do an investigation for somebody else to have done this? As far as we know, David has a lot to lose, okay? He does. And he's a target because of that. He's open to being a target. And in the manner in which the body was cut, it doesn't seem like an ordinary citizen would do that. That's so telling. I can't get that out of my mind. This is not even American. I don't see this as an American type of crime here. This is so foreign to me. I'm not doing this for race bait. I'm really.
What about the Jeffrey Dahmer?
What about Jeffrey Dahmer?
I mean, he like cut up his victims and like used someone's skull for soup.
I thought he put them in a soup.
He consumed them.
Like, I mean,
or he cut them.
Like he cut them up. He would chop them up, put their bodies in the freezer, and one person he like melted their skin and muscles from their face, kept the skull, and he used the skull as a bowl and would eat out of it.
Wait, isn't Jeffrey Dahmer white?
Yeah, but you said that doesn't seem American, and I was just showing like American.
All right, it doesn't seem African American. This type of chopping up of the body does not seem very African American like.
So then we hang the jacket on his manager.
On whose manager?
On David's manager.
I'm saying I don't know who it is specifically, but it just doesn't seem like it's only to David. But if you just look at the way the investigation was done and they just focused on David, then yeah, they're gonna say it's David.
You agree it's a homicide though, right? You'd agree with that.
Yeah, there's no way she committed suicide. I know that.
Not an accident.
Yeah, no, definitely not.
Okay, all right. I just want to make sure we at least agree on something.
The way this looks like, it just based on what we're all seeing in the media, the way this looks like is it was done calculatedly. It was done specifically to make everybody look at David. The cutting of the fingers was the most telling to me. When I uncovered that with Gideon at the last stream, it just made me think so much that if you really didn't like somebody, you would just kill them. But the cutting of the fingers is like to show, oh, this is the one that has David's name on it. Let's cut that. So then they can always look at that. That is
David can always look at it.
Had the same.
David can always look at it.
I don't know about the manager. All I know is that this doesn't seem like. Look, I have a lot of cases, like I do, and the African American clients that I have, I don't see anybody chopping up bodies. Okay, I usually see drive-bys and leave the body there. That's all I see. I'm being real. Beat them up, leave them there. There is no we're gonna. I mean, you might get robbed. You might get robbed at the same time, get beat up or get shot. But there's never like we're gonna cut him into pieces. It's more like, nah, dude, I ain't dealing with no blood, dude.
I don't
man. Nah, man.
And ascribe it to a particular race. I just don't think you can do that.
No, it's something. I'm not ascribing to a particular race. It's just something that it's uncommon, right? That's all I gotta say. It's just uncommon to me.
Okay, so I didn't tell you this, but the private investigator that's been working the case, I did an interview with him, and the other minors that David was in contact with and also having sexual relationship with, he would voice his like for dismemberment. Like he had a big thing for dismemberment anime and things like that. Like one of those animes is Jujutsu Kaisen, where to get powers you have to ingest the finger, right? So, you know, with him being so into anime and different things like that, and then him being
I wish I could watch more of that. I was gonna show you guys Grimmy, but you got scared. I gotta go to work.